Hi, everyone. Accu-Stats Video Productions proudly welcomes all of you to the 2017 Make It Happen 8-Ball Invitational. Thank you. As always, we're right here in the Aramis-Simonis Arena at Sandcastle Billiards in Edison, New Jersey, the home of Accu-Stats and the birthplace of the Make It Happen series. And as always, we've got 6 great champions ready to battle it out here in the Make It Happen round-robin format, playing 8-ball race to 10 over the next 4 days, with the winner of each match receiving $1,000. Now, also, as is the Make It Happen format, once the round-robin is over, the players with the 2 best overall records will come back for one final match for the championship and another $1,000. We're going to have 4 great days of 8-ball. We're going to follow it up for you with 4 days of straight pool. It's going to be just terrific to watch these champions showcase their talents in 2 of our sport's most treasured and honored traditions, 8-ball and 14-1. As always, too, we've got the best equipment in the industry. A beautiful diamond 9-foot Pro-Am, 860 Simonis and Aramis balls. We want to express our appreciation to those companies for their ongoing support of the Make It Happen series, Accu-Stats, and Professional Pool. So I'm about ready to introduce our players for our first match. Just before I do, on behalf of our 2 players, the other 4 guys, all of our champions, the entire crew here at Sandcastle Billiards and the Accu-Stats Video Productions team, thanks to all of you, ladies and gentlemen, for the 11th and the 12th time you've made it happen. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. It's now my pleasure to introduce our 2 competitors to open things up. This is match number 1. From Trinity, Florida. He's a former U.S. Open 9-ball champion. He's also a former U.S. Bar Table 8-ball champion among his long list of accomplishments. He's sponsored by the School of Pool and by Miyuchi. Would you please welcome the Prince of Pool, it's Corey Deuel. Thank you. His opponent from Bislig, Surigao del Sur in the Philippines. This gentleman is a former BCA Open 9-ball champion, and he's also a former U.S. Bar Table all-around champion among his list of accomplishments. Sponsored also by Miyuchi and by Bugsy Promotions. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Robocop, Dennis Orcollo. Okay, gentlemen, please come to lag for the first break, if you would. Your official timekeeper is Julie Ha. And at this time, it's my pleasure to send it over to the booth to our guest and special commentator for the week. And we're thrilled to have him with us, former U.S. Open champion Jeremy Jones, Double J, and alongside him, Hall of Famer Danny DiLiberto. Take it away, guys.
Yeah, welcome everyone to the 2017 Make It Happen 8-Ball Invitational. Like Kenny said, I'm Jeremy Jones, joined by Hall of Famer Danny DiLiberto. We're with Accu-Stats Video Productions. We're here in Edison, New Jersey, and we're ready to get started, Danny.
Yep, and I've been looking forward to this because we got some new players, folks, and they're great. I mean, I don't want to go too far with it, but I saw Filler playing the U.S. Open. He's going to be tough to beat playing anything, I think, and he's only 20 years old.
Yeah, he's definitely the youngest competitor in the event here. We have an incredible cast, and here's starting off to certain, I would think, Hall of Famers right here with Corey Deuel and Dennis Orcollo. Dennis winning the lag. We're playing 8-ball. The 8 does count on the break. We're playing take what you make. So if you make 2 stripes and 1 solid, you have stripes. And we're racing to 10 and ready to get started.
First rack, Dennis breaks.
Okay, missed him a little bit there, but it's not going to cost him, Danny.
He made a couple balls.
And he's made 3, and he's made 2 solids, it appears, so he's going to have solids, and that's going to pose a little bit of a problem to start.
Yeah, you're right. The stripes are a little better.
Everything's pretty open, though. You'll see nothing really touching each other, so he's got a nice starter on the 2, so I still I still think he should probably end up running out, but he's gonna have some work ahead of him.
Yeah, the 1 and 3 are sitting a little funny.
Yeah, it's nice to have the 6 there. If he can come up the table after knocking off the 2 and 4 and come up the table and get a little cut on the 3 in the upper right.
Yeah, the 1 goes in that pocket also.
Right. Really shocked he's shooting this one first. And that's the reason why it was a missable ball. I thought he could shoot the 2 and then produce to get on the 4 to come up, but just like back home where I tell a lot of obviously lesser players than these guys, but a lot of times playing these games and playing all pool games, you want to get the run started. So,
you can't miss your first shot with these guys. But anyway, are we playing that once he made the solid, he's got him?
Yeah, we're playing.
He doesn't, usually in 8-ball, you don't get the group till you make your next ball, but I guess now he's got the solid.
Yeah, we're playing take what you make. So even if you make a solid in the stripe, if you happen to make 2 of one and 1 of the other, you have the one you made the most of. And here, that was the solids. And besides that 9-ball down the rail, which you'll see here after the 14, if he can get that down, with the 10 and 12 being next to each other near the side, there should be an opening. Well, he's got a little thinner on this ball than I would have wanted, but
Yeah, but he's still okay. The ball will go a little forward. He needs to shoot the 13 in the side, but he would have liked to got fuller, like you said.
just because it makes it a little less missable. At this level, you don't expect it to miss, but this is the opening game of the week. Okay, he went all the way down. And that's going to pose a little bit of an issue because he's going to have a really nice touch on this 10 if he can't run into the 12 or something like that.
No,
Like
the
if he
10 is extreme.
Yeah.
Extreme cut. Tough to control the cue ball off of that, and the pocket is smaller.
Yeah, and he can't. I don't think he can afford to shoot the 12. I don't know if he's got a clean route to get back on the 10. You'll notice the 4 covering up the pocket. So he may have to shoot this 10 and produce on the 12. Well, it looks like he's going 12, and he's going to try and go around the table to get back on the 10 on the side.
There's a lot of obstructions doing that.
It must lay real natural to go around everything. Nice shot there, and really nice speed here in the opening game. Yeah.
Great. He couldn't have got better with his fingers.
Yeah, maybe a little closer, but as far as the line he was on was pretty perfect.
And he doesn't have much to do to get to the 8.
Yeah.
That's the big part.
He can stay short of the 6, or he can go past the 6, whichever he feels. And a big miss by Dennis Orcollo.
Yeah, he doesn't have to worry about the scratch because the 1 and 3 will stop that.
And I've got to see Corey play, all games, but I think this is definitely one of his strong suits is 8-ball.
It is. But I heard a funny thing earlier. Somebody, they get 1,000 for each match they win. And someone said, what if they lose all 10 matches? Pat says, anyone loses 10 matches, I'll give them 1,000.
Yeah, that'd be pretty hard pressed and hard thinking that any of these guys would go over on the week.
Yeah.
That's good.
It'd be interesting to me on a big table now. Corey, he really likes the second ball break on the smaller tables, whether that be a 4x8 or a bar table. A big table, sometimes you stay a little more away just because you don't get as much movement with the side ball break, the second ball break. So
But he hits some thin on the side, and he gets some action on the 8. Watch I'm sure he's thinking of making the 8. Doesn't mean you don't run out if you make something else, but he hit the second ball real thin, and he got action on the 8.
Yeah, and one thing about the second ball break, if you feel like you're a better 8-ball player than your opponent, meaning when the balls get funny, when there's not run-out possibilities, when you think you can maneuver the game through the game better than your opponent, the second ball break becomes real appetizing. I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's something that you might want to go to a little more often.
Well, he made a ball.
And he made a solid, and It's not gonna be great for him though. If he can get on that 6, though, he can get to where he opens them balls up. But he's got an awfully tough shot to start with here. He's gonna have to knock this 5 in. He'd like to get to the 6 as quick as possible, but he may have to go ahead and knock the 5 and the 4 out. I mean, he's got the 1 there, so.
See, Jeremy is speaking out loud about you got to get to the 6 to open the 2 and the 3.
Right. Or the 2 and the 7, yeah.
2 and the 7,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Great shot there to open. And one good thing about this is if he can get right, he's got the 1 there to possibly, when he shoots the 6, open them balls and hold position.
Well, except for the 8. The 8 could stop him from getting the angle on the 6. Let's see what happens.
Okay, he got nice and thin to where he may go past the 12 here and just catch the 7. I'm not sure. Can't tell all the angles from the booth, that's for sure. But
He could shoot the 6 now. Very thin hit, but that'll assure him of opening those balls.
And he'll definitely go at the 6 here. He's trying to figure out, how am I going to get another shot? He doesn't want to fall to the end of the table here and get behind the 13 to where he doesn't have the 1. Because he's not 100% on the 7 and 2, what's going to happen. So I think he'll bump the 2 and try and catch the 11. Oh, he caught it super thin and did not come away with anything, I don't
He's
think.
got nothing.
He may have a cross corner on the 2, I'm not sure.
Yeah, he might have that. That's not, a sure shot. You want to shoot positive shots from here. The 2 is a little risky, but he might not have anything else, Jeremy.
Yeah, and at this level, a safety is pretty hard pressed playing 8-ball.
Yeah, all the stripes are still out there.
He's going to try and softly kick and ticky the 2 and just rest back on the 2 ball. That's why he called the referee. That's going to be too hard either way. Oh, he hit it great. Hit it great.
He did. What happened? He hit a rail.
No, it was good. It was a good hit.
Yeah, he hit the 2 and then got a rail, and he left. He couldn't have done this better with his fingers.
And he's still going to have the worst of it just because Dennis can see his object balls, and not saying Dennis can do a whole lot, but the 1's covered up by the 8 in the corner and the side. So even if he just has to brush off the 11 and go over to the side rail, he doesn't want to leave the cross side on the 1 though. That's the one shot he does not want to leave. He's got to be aware of that. He can't just nudge the 11 and just come over to the side of the table. He's got to try and get it behind something. Okay, he's trying to cover the bank up, which is real smart.
He did it.
He's left him a little bit of the 2, though.
You mean on a cut or a bank? Thin cut, lose the cue ball.
Yeah, and I'm not sure he can. I think both of them go, the bank and the cut. But I think Corey, if you're Corey Deuel, you gotta feel pretty good that you're getting back to the table and you have some type of look.
Well, this might be his last shot this rack.
I don't think he can. He get to the bottom of the 2 and maybe. Okay, he's going to go for the bank, and I think that's a good call, being offensive here. Like Danny said, it could be his last chance.
Yeah, at least cover some of the balls, from going in. If it doesn't pocket, it's going to hang in front of everything.
It's spread a little bit on him.
I think he's got the 14.
Yeah, and he's got the 11, so.
It was a tough game for Corey to win. He didn't lose yet, but he couldn't do anything aggressive there.
And he really didn't make much of a mistake. He shot the 6 and went into the balls knowing he had to take a little bit of a chance. So I think he'll hold for the 9. Hold for the 9 right here. And just crept that 14 in knowing he didn't have the entire pocket. But okay.
Oh, amazing that went in.
Yeah, well, it's the first match here, and these guys will hit the pocket a little better and better and better as the day
the pockets will be not as accepted.
Right.
Once it gets a little wet or used. but I imagine he's getting out here.
Yeah, he needs to make sure he goes in and takes the 11 out. Of course, 11 goes by the 7, I think. So
I think it does too.
yeah, he can stop right there for the 12 in the corner as well and go for the 10 and then fall back on the 11 at the end if he wanted. Dennis Orcollo just a couple of balls away from tying this match at 1 game apiece. He must have got a little off angle here where he's going to have to shoot the 8 from a little more distance than he probably wants.
I think he can go 2 rails and get closer.
Looks like that's what he's going to do.
That's what he did. No problem here. What are we playing here? Loser breaks?
I believe it's
No,
alternate.
it's alternate, but I-
yeah. Oh, you mean just because the first 2
They
games?
both
Yeah.
lost.
Yeah, not something you're going to see very often, where both guys losing a game after they were successful on the break. Corey being unsuccessful, a little unluckily, going into them balls on the breakout and really not coming away with anything. Dennis with the opening miss after breaking the first rack. We are on a 45-second shot clock here for the 8 ball. And if the players, they'll be notified of a 10 seconds whenever they're not down on the ball. Whenever they're down on the ball, they won't be notified.
And the racking time doesn't count on the clock.
Right.
Now it does after he breaks them.
And until the balls are determined, meaning say he was to make one of each here, and he's speculating over the table, he has actually 90 seconds for that opening shot until we determine who has solids and stripes, and that's for both players. If he was to break dry and the opponent coming in had to figure out the rack, he has also 90 seconds.
Well, he made a stripe.
He made one of each here, which is just ideal playing this game, especially when you have a couple clusters up there by that corner pocket, that being the 9, 14, 2, and 4. Is he going to cut this 3 in immediately? This is another time where, again, if it lays perfect, but you don't want to go for something that you're an underdog making to start the rack. But if it lays good and he can open these up a little bit, now that's a different story. And he made that cut shot look easy, Danny. That wasn't easy.
I've been watching the Filipinos make things look easy for 20 years.
Right?
Great players. They learn pool quick.
Well, and very dedicated. That's one thing you'll see about it. You won't see a Filipino around the pool just hanging out. They're going to be hitting balls.
Yep.
And he's just 3 away, 3 balls away plus the 8 from getting a 2-1 lead here.
Yeah. No problem. 1 rail to the 7.
And as Kenny said to open here today, the two players that have the best record come Tuesday night at 9:30 will play the final match. And there are, you ask, playing a round robin format, there are some tiebreakers that could come into play.
What game do they play on the final night?
Well, there's going to be a final night for each the 8 ball and the straight pool.
I see it, yeah.
And that's a little more of what we anticipate seeing here, and we anticipate the players being successful on the break way more often than not, and then
Like
also
that time.
running out. Now, if you'll see that Dennis, both times he broke, he had a really nice spread. He's hitting the head ball, where Corey kind of knows that breaking the second ball, he's going to have to deal with a few more clusters, most likely.
Definitely, yeah.
But also that, I think, in his mind, he feels like he plays the game a little better when it comes to clusters, so it gives him a little protection, meaning if he doesn't make one on the break, Dennis is going to have to produce a few more things to win games. And if you're just joining us, we're here at the 2017 Make It Happen 8-Ball Invitational. This is the 11th Make It Happen event.
at Sandcastle Billiards
That's
in
right.
Edison, New Jersey.
Yeah, and we're here at the noon match, the opening match of our event over the next 4 days. This is Corey Deuel facing Dennis Orcollo. At 2:30, stay tuned, because at 2:30 we have Appleton and Shane Van Boning, another great match just right after. And then 7 o'clock, Joshua Fieler against Jason Shaw. And then to finish tonight, we'll have two guys playing their second match here, that being Dennis Orcollo and Shane Van Boning.
I'm not going to say two great players because they're all great. We're going to see a great match all day and night and probably 8 days.
Yeah. These 6 here, it's almost like we got to figure out a new word besides great, because they all know they're great. But they're all guys that play all games incredible. So, I mean, you could say that the one pocket style has changed a little bit in the last few years, but still, you can't really say that it's a bad way to play the way the guys do, because they never miss. It seems like they
You're
hardly
right.
ever miss. So.
Well, that's what I'm waiting for Filler. You said they play all games. I haven't seen Filler play all games yet,
Well,
but I can guess he will be good.
yeah, well, and Europeans, probably the 2 games that they have their backgrounds behind, meaning that how their foundation is set up to become great players, is 8-ball and straight pool. So,
Right.
And that's what we're playing here this week. So I imagine even at a young age that Josh is going to play both those games, probably just like his 9-ball game, fast and
we had
really well.
Oliver Ortman in Germany, so he probably learned a little bit from him.
Yeah, Thomas Ingert, another great straight pool player. Ralph Souquet, Thorsten Holman, all guys that are really established straight pool players.
Yeah, I don't expect anybody to lose because they don't know what they're doing.
Right. Now this is what I was talking about as far as clusters now. Is he going to take a chance immediately and go, or, the 6 goes. Okay, so he's coming 2 rails to play for the 6. All right, he caught rail first.
Yeah, he
Not
didn't
the
get
hit
it.
he wanted.
He still got there.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't think it was going to reach.
Well, I think the newer felt, we're playing on pretty new felt right here, so I think it just spun out a little more. You could tell right when he hit it, he wasn't very happy with it because the ball squirted on him. He caught rail first instead of ball first. Okay, and he's going to use this 4 to bump open the 5. He's going to come down for them other balls right now, I think. Oh, I thought he could come all the way down for the 7 and the 3.
He has the 3.
Yeah, I think the 7 goes as well.
Well, I think the 3 is a little easier.
Yeah, the issue is the 4, though, and that's what's going to determine what he shoots with the 7 and 3, I think. Now, if the 4, I think it passes in the lower left by the 13, so there is an area there just above where he's got the cue ball now that would be a nice place to play
It's
position.
got to be perfect. I think he should try to get there right now.
And then have the 7. Well, I'll tell you what he could do. He could come 2 rails towards crashing them open, too, right around the 10 and all that.
I don't like hitting them when they go.
Right. I agree with that.
I tell people, don't hit clusters and gamble on what you're going to shoot. Ball on where they go. You'll be a better player with great cue ball. But
Yeah.
he still didn't get there.
Well, that and what Danny alluded to, and even if you have mistakes getting there, you got to have to keep trying to do it. You know, that's how you get better at
Yeah,
it. So
you do. You get cue ball and patterns. He might go there right now. Nope.
he's going to get a little thin, so he gets some speed coming across because he's going to go ahead and try and break these. I believe he's going to go into that 8 and 9 and try and break these. If the 4 passes in the lower left, that would be a nice, just hit a little bit on the bottom side of that 8 and go into the 9 to slow the cue
you want to
ball
hit
down.
the 9.
He's got to be a little worried about making the 8 as well.
Well, that didn't help.
No, and he's going to be trapped again.
He's in trouble now. He's going to have to kick at that ball. His only chance is to kick and make this ball.
Yeah,
And then he doesn't have to get position, but he's in trouble. No doubt about it.
he's got it going that way.
Yeah,
Now
it billiarded, but it went.
Now, I'll
but
tell
he
you,
didn't hit it hard enough.
I'll tell you, Danny, let me ask you a question in this, just real early in this match here. If both times Dennis was very, very successful breaking the front ball, you know, when you get on certain tables or whatnot and the front ball break isn't working that well, that's one thing. But after looking at Dennis break the balls really well twice in a row, I think I might have to go away from that second ball break if I'm
You're
Corey.
right. Good point. I always say it. Watch what your opponent's doing. If he's having more success than you, don't be stubborn. Do what he's doing.
Right.
That's
Especially because Corey's very capable of doing it too.
Well, they're all capable, but you got to make right decisions. That's what wins.
Yeah, and also that you'll notice that Corey's going to have a lot more work to deal with if he continues to break the second ball. Even if he's successful making balls, he's still going to have a lot more work.
With alternate breaks, you don't want to get too far behind because you're not going to string racks. And now he's going to be losing 3-1 already.
Yeah, and his opponent breaking. He'll just come across 2 rails for the 8 in the corner by the 4.
Perfect speed.
We're playing on a beautiful diamond here this week to make it happen. Dennis out to a 3-1 lead and breaking. We're racing to 10. It's there's no win by 2 or anything, so I'm sure we'll see some hill matches, if not right here to open this make it happen. We'll definitely see some throughout the next few days. And there is a pattern on the rack that you must stick to. That's an outer solid stripe, solid stripe, solid stripe, and so on. You know, 8-ball never really went away as far as a pool game, but it's made a definite comeback on the professional level the last few years. A few more events than there had been, and I like that.
And it's been played in bars all these years.
Oh yeah.
8-ball's the #1 game in bars.
Yeah, I think it's pool halls too. Believe it or not, the pool hall I go to, I still see way more 8-ball than I do any other game.
What I don't see is straight pool. In my pool room, you know, that used to be straight pool area, Buffalo, New York. I hardly see a straight pool game.
Yeah. Well, where I'm from, it's not that popular of a
I
game.
know.
I'm
You're
in Texas.
from Texas.
Yeah, so, but it's still a great game. I've gotten to play it enough times that I realize that. And hanging around a few guys, Jimmy Karras. I lived in Jacksonville, Florida, and actually one of the events I was trying to get warmed up for was a straight pool. It was my first big one, and I was fortunate enough to live there with Jimmy, and he sure did show me a lot.
Corey has the same story.
Yeah,
He
but that's in
played
Philly,
around.
right?
Yeah. I went and saw Jimmy Karras the end of his life in Jacksonville. That's where he was living.
Mm-hmm.
And he still was running 30, 40 balls, but he couldn't play long. He was 90-something.
Yeah. I was amazed that I think it was, at the time when I lived there, he was about 91, I believe, and how much wit he still had. You know, like he was still just a young man, funny. You know, he's just incredible. It seemed like so. And just as we had talked about how successful Dennis was on the break, and
We got him.
yeah, and we got him right away here. So maybe that'll keep Corey. He needs that one to slow down. That could be big problems. Did he get on the 12 accidentally
I
here?
think he's got the 12.
Well,
but
he certainly didn't mean to do that.
No, because it's going to be tough to get something else. Plus, this ball is missable.
Right. Okay, he should just come right down the left side of the table where he's standing, just by the 4 and coast back down. Probably for the 10 in the side is what
Good
I'm
shot.
guessing.
Good shot. Well, he's got a number of shots, I think.
Well, he's got the 13 now. He needs to see if the 13 opens everything up. The 13 up in that upper right-hand corner to where he can just get on the 14. Then he has the 15 right there.
Yeah, he could get out here.
Yeah, I think the 13's the best play just because it's real full and you don't have to move the cue ball much.
Yeah, easy cue ball control. Make that ball.
And in my mind, Corey is a genius playing 8-ball. You know, I mean, I don't think he's the best 8-ball player I've ever seen, but he's really, really crafty with it. He knows a lot of situations. Another guy that's here this week, in my opinion, is the best 8-ball player I've ever seen. Darren. He's now, and Darren will tell you that he's not. There's guys in England like the guy that played it in his series. Trying to think of his name just right off.
Well, when a player says that, I think he's on the con.
Right.
He's a great 8-ball player.
Yeah.
But he didn't play real well in the U.S. Open, so I don't know if that's going to happen with 8-ball.
Well, I think Darren would tell you just the last year and a half, 2 years hasn't been his best pool competitively. By no means bad playing or anything like that. Just for one reason or another, hadn't been his best just yet. But okay, this is interesting. If he's going to shoot this 15, I thought he could shoot the 10 and drop for the 15.
Yeah, you don't want to hit balls once they're open.
Okay, he's going to hit this light though and just bump the 9 and have the 10 in the side.
But things can go wrong.
Exactly. They sure could.
He could have got snookered on the 8. He's got the 10 in the side. I think he can go forward and shoot the 9.
Well, I think the 10 goes by the 2 also, so he could do either one here. He could bump the 8 just a little bit, holding for the 9, if need be.
Yeah, he needed to win this one.
And Corey, he made a nice run at the U.S. Open, and he's had a really good year of playing. So, been out playing a lot. Well deserved being invited here to the 11th Make It Happen.
No doubt about it. He beat Filler in the U.S. Open, and that was the best match of the tournament. Played real well on Filler.
Yeah, I told him that he was, you know, you can't say that Corey Deuel, it doesn't even make sense that he's my dark horse in the tournament, but, you know, you have a level of guys that you think are the favorites that, you know, if you had to put them on paper. And then you got the next level that I consider all those dark horses, even though they're great players. They're the guys that come in that they're a little bit odds on the money to win the tournament. But I thought he was going to win the tournament the way he was playing. I watched many of his matches.
Well, you remember a while back they had Shohan like big favorite to win the one pocket? He didn't win a match.
Right.
So that can happen, too, with great players.
Yeah, it's just, you know, when I say dark horse, he's only just a couple percentage points below the guys that are the favorites. I wouldn't, you know, the U.S. Open these days isn't what it used to be, and it's always been the toughest tournament in my mind to win. But now it's even become like, you know, you have matches on the opening day that could be the finals.
Exactly.
So,
we talked about that the whole tournament over there. Any one of those matches could have been the final match.
Right.
And we had 60 guys who could win it.
That's what you're looking for if you're talking about professional pool. Now at 3-2, those spread how he wanted. Now that he got that ball to shoot in off the corner. Now he's really getting a lot of balls tying up on the side, which is going to pose a big problem for running out. He likes that he's made a solid. The solids are very available. It's all about the 8-ball. How's he going to get the 8 open? He'd like to leave the 2 there just because he could crash into the 8 and have a little more insurance on getting a shot. So I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to get at that 1 and then trying to see which ball he's going to shoot and send the cue ball towards the 8. It could be the 6 later on, drawing into the 8 maybe, or coming into the back rail and then back into the 8.
He's got a lot of balls in insurance position. Be tough to...
You have this 45, and you still have an extension.
Yeah, Corey used the first extension.
Okay, that's what he's looking at here. Where can I get on one of these balls to be able to go into the 8 and
have a shot?
Right, and that's why he's wanting to leave the 2 ball there. That's what I was thinking. Maybe he could get on the 1 where he could shoot the 1 into the 2 and go into them balls. But the thing is, he can't really hit the bottom side of the 8. He's got to hit maybe the 11 and the 8 at the same time or something like that because he doesn't want to get pinned.
See, folks, this is advanced playing, so we're talking about the 8, and he's got 6 more balls to shoot.
Right.
So it's very, very intelligent to do something right now while you still got insurance balls. If you shoot all the insurance balls, then you're going into it on the blind.
And Danny will tell you he was a sports guy and he was a boxer and many different things. It doesn't matter what sport you're playing, Danny. Whenever you play it at a higher level, you get a little more detailed on what you're doing.
You better,
yeah,
or sleep in the street.
That's right. And this is almost the angle he wants. If the 13 wasn't there where he could come into the back rail and up into him, that would be better. I'm not sure he can get enough draw to open here. Can he?
I don't know if he can go 1 rail either.
That's what I mean. Yeah, the 13 of them are really in bad spot for him.
Well, he's going to draw into it, I think.
Or is he?
No, he tried to go 1 rail. Oh, he might have opened it.
Well,
It might go into the par corner where the 7 is eventually.
Maybe
Maybe.
it's
I don't
close.
know. It's close.
He's going to look at it, that's for sure. He may have to take a chance at shooting the 2 and going up into it right now and just hoping the cue ball escapes for shape on the 4 or 7.
Well, I found over the years having hope doesn't help you sleep.
No. I think you're right that the 8 does pass. If he could remove the 9 maybe, the 8 does pass pretty easily up in the corner.
Yeah.
And this is a shot I was talking about.
Oh,
You just got to take a
now
chance.
he's got it. That's it.
And a great shot there. And he's still in a position where he's got to pay attention. He's going to have to shoot this and come on the right side of the 4 for a thin cut. So he'll just chip this in with a little bit of left, making sure he doesn't catch the 4 at all. He'll come out to about the center of the table or a little bit short
Perfect.
of it. Yep.
Perfect. He could kill the cue ball here.
Just float it in. Just float it in with
I
a little
think he
outside.
could. He can get right where he is now. That's what he'd like to do.
He may go 2 rails above the 15.
He might.
For a little bit of a cut on the 8. Like
That's
so.
what he did.
And really a nice out, producing that break on the 8. And I think that's why he left the 2 there. Also, knowing he may be able to go up into them balls if he couldn't get it with anything else. So.
Good shot. Good out. See, that's what I don't believe about a dark horse. What's the difference who was sitting there watching, right? He got out no matter who's sitting in the chair.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't see Corey as a dark horse playing anybody 8-ball really overall, but I was just referring to the U.S. Open as far as like the start of the tournament. Yeah, but all these guys, they don't pay attention to their opponent. When they're at the table, It's all about them.
That was years ago they thought of that.
Now, Dennis, last time he broke, compared to the first 2, he took a little bit off of it, and we'll see if he'll go back to hitting him a little bit harder. He dry broke.
I see Shane Van Boning in the audience trying to learn something.
Well, that's for sure. Shane is definitely a student and definitely a guy that puts in a lot of time trying to perfect his game.
And he's probably checking where to break them from.
Okay, and like I said, he put a little more steam back on those, so.
They're still a little bit tied up.
Yeah, and he's got there's Shane Van Boning, 5-time U.S. Open champion. A guy that's played here in this arena bunches of times.
Well, I saw his improvement over the years, even though he won the first big tournament he played in, and I got him rated as the best player ever.
Well, that's a pretty high rating, and he's certainly up there in the conversation of it.
Yeah.
all of us would like to have seen Shane get to play Earl in his prime and Siegel in his prime and yourself in his prime and a bunch of guys.
But I think he's the best player ever, really, no matter who he's playing, because he did it for years. No, it's going on 10 years or more.
Right.
That's the big thing that counts in that kind of conversation. He's done it for 10 years now. I mean, how do you keep the intensity like he has? And if he gets a chance 4 in the morning, he's going to practice.
Right. And if you're a Shane Van Boning fan, stay tuned because he'll be up playing Darren Appleton at the next match at 2:30. Tough shot here. The 6 doesn't seem to have a full pocket. He's got to elevate so he can go into the 3 and hold position. Okay.
Oh, he hit that badly.
Yeah, he only
didn't
had the
even
top
threaten
half.
it, yeah. Well, Corey, you could take the lead here.
And you'll notice the issue he has with the 10 ball. I'm not sure if it passes the 3, that makes things a lot easier.
I think it does.
Looking at the camera, I'm not so sure, but looking at the table makes me think it does.
Well, we'll find out.
That's what he's looking at right now, and I think it does. The way he looked and his mannerisms.
Body language is like affirmative.
We are playing all ball fouls here.
That's the best way to play.
Oh, I believe 100%. 100% that's the best way to play.
But you need a referee when you do that.
You do, but I mean, at the U.S. Open, I've been there now 2 out of the last 3 years with all ball fouls, with only one referee for 4 tables. And
what's going to happen here?
I've
sorry.
not seen any issues at all from the players as far as a discrepancy. Oh, did he hit it? Did he touch it? So on and so forth. Yeah, he's got to make a real clear-cut decision on what he wants to do here, as far as getting at those upper 2, that being the 13 and the 10. Needs that to go a little bit. If he goes another inch, he's just perfect to shoot the 14 and go down on, go all the way up table if the 10 does pass the 3.
Well, can you shoot the 11?
Yeah, the 11's available, but
that'll
pretty
do it.
straight, right? No?
No, he's got a little angle.
Does he?
Yeah, he's going to get on to 14 here.
And then come.
Perfect.
Then he's going to come, I think, 1 rail over for the short side on the 10.
Yeah, you need an angle on the 13 to fall on the 10.
Yeah, but the problem with that is the 6 is there, so I'm not sure which way he's going to go. Okay, he's getting on the 10 right now. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, he's going to go 1 rail to it. I think it passes the 3, but well, you don't want to hit any balls if you shoot this 10.
No, and he's got a lot of traffic coming down the table with the 2 and the 8 there. So
it all depends on, does the 10 go past the 3? If it does, he's going to be out.
Oh.
Guess not.
He got a little bump going in and then a little bump coming out.
He got it. Yeah, Corey came to play.
I want to slow down a little bit, and that's just going to be perfect. And now getting a break as well. I think
he's won 3 in a row now.
No, excuse me. Oh, yeah, it is Corey's break. Okay. Corey Deuel with a 4-3 lead. We're racing to 10. That's interesting enough, Dennis. Corey really hasn't left the table. I mean, he's left on a miss, but it was trying to break balls out and stuff that it kept him from getting out now.
He,
But
he
Dennis
missed that ball terribly.
Dennis has missed twice here, which
Yeah.
is pretty unusual for him.
Yeah, the Filipinos, they have strong players. I remember when Perica came to this country, he beat everybody playing 9-ball. And then someone said, he's not the best player from the Philippines. I said, what? This guy plays super. And then came Efren,
Right.
and I believed him.
Corey switching sides. I thought he was pretty successful on the last one as far as that corner ball getting in, and then just the ball spreading pretty well. But something he didn't like. Maybe it was the cluster on the side rail. Okay, he didn't hit that one as square as he normally does on the side, and really didn't get the
He
movement.
made nothing.
Yeah.
And the 8 moved a little bit. That's why he's doing it, trying to get the 8 to come out.
And Dennis, if this 4-ball goes, everything's pretty easy overall. He's going to have to maybe shoot a 5-7 combination if he elects. But you'll notice if the 15-11 looks like it's wired, so it's not like the stripes are horrible here either.
And what
It's just the opening shot on a stripe.
I'm going to talk to the people because of our terminology. When he said they're wired, that means they're straight in. You don't have to do anything. A lot of people might not know what wired means.
I really think the stripes are the shot. Really now looking, he can shoot the 13 and come across and get on the 12 and then fall down for these 3 and then go back up for the wired balls. I really think the stripes are the ones I like.
Well, I think he thinks so too.
Yeah, just come one rail across, getting on the 12. He's got 3 options on the 9, 14, 10, so doesn't have to get totally ideal on the 12 to drop down on just one of them.
Well, he agrees with you.
And that's just perfect speed. It looks like he can shoot it in and just rub the 4 a little bit, following down for whichever one he chooses. So I really think probably the 14 is the one. Just because there's not a bad angle to get position on the next ball after the 14, really. There's not a bad spot to get. If he shoots the 9, he's going to have to draw back to a position.
Yeah, he'll have the 14 next in the same pocket. He could play one pocket here for a while.
Right. Okay, and he had a little angle there, and that's key because he didn't want to get thin on any of these. I did get to watch Dennis play some 8-ball at the tournament in New York. And I wouldn't say he played totally traditional 8-ball all the time, but he sure did get out most of the time. So
Who won it?
the one I went to was, let's see, Darren got to the final, and he lost to, was that the one Kachi won, I think? The young kid from...
No, this was right after the U.S. Open. They were going...
Oh, that one. That one was Kachi. Yeah, Kachi won. That kid who finished second.
Good player.
Oh, man, 2 years ago, when I first met him at the U.S. Open 2 years ago, I told him he's going to be the best player in the world one day. Still kind of believe that.
It's not far off.
Well, just, and here, Dennis Orcollo to tie the match and be breaking. Tie the match at 4 games apiece. We're racing to 10, so it's a race to 6 from here. But to get back on Kachi, and we won't go too far with it, but I just watched him practice, and, he doesn't have the muscle that Gronkowski has, the football player for New England, but he's built like him. He's got the same frame. He's just huge. When he gets over the table, it just looks like everything's a little easier. And from what I see, drawing the ball, reaching the ball, shooting the ball.
I think Gronkowski's the best player in the NFL.
Oh, Gronkowski, yeah, when he's healthy, yeah, right.
He's from the Buffalo area.
Yeah. Well, that might have a little something to do with the way
my
you think.
opinion.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but Kachi, it just seems to me if he has the dedication, which it seems he does, that most of the great players in the world do, he's just going to be a hard kid to stop.
And the guy we're talking about is 18 years old.
You're right.
Tall, good-looking kid.
Yeah, I know you're a baseball fan. Did you get to watch any of that World Series?
Yeah.
Oh, what a world. Well, I'm Houston Astros. I love them more than anything. But
Great.
the McCullers, I don't know if you got to see the picture for the Astros. McCullers, he's like, looks exactly like Kachi. Identical. Now Dennis Orcollo to break the balls at 4-4. He's made, I think, one of each, which again is ideal. No, he's made 2 solids, excuse me. But he's got a nice opening shot on the 1, and everything's open, so he should probably get on the 5 or 3 here and then get to.
Yeah, I think the 3 is the best one to fall on now.
Yeah, he'll
And
shoot
he
the
can
1.
get that.
Yeah. He'll shoot the 1 and take care of the 5 and 3 next, whether it be the 3 next and then the 5, or the 5 next and then the 3.
Well, the angle he's got, I think he's going to the. I was going to say the 3, but he went to the 5. But
Well,
now he's going to have a similar kind of shot.
still okay, though. And in a perfect world, I kind of agree with Dennis as far as you want to shoot the 5 and then the 3 to go down table for the next 2. In this case, it didn't matter as much because the 7 and 2 are so available.
Yeah, he'll
So,
shoot the 3 up the far corner after the 7.
And again, like I think he realized from that opening rack when he kind of took a little bit of a chance on a 4 ball that was missable and he didn't have to. No reason in this game to shoot at missable balls when you can play position later on. So yeah, he's just going to hold this a little bit and take a little bit
He
of a
could
cut.
kill it. He could kill it.
Okay, went ahead and got out.
He's over the top, but I think that'll not stop him.
And you'll notice, and it had a little something to do with the availability of the outs, but generally, even on the same type of layout on table, you'll see Dennis take less time than Corey will.
Definitely. And the people here are spoiled. They've been seeing great play for years, and now they're seeing it again in 8-ball.
And they're going to see plenty of it. The alternate break format, time of the year where all these players are in form. You're going to see, I think, a lot of hill matches are real close, like 10-7 and closer for the most part.
Crowd pleaser.
Oh, absolutely. Corey pretty much alternating sides on the break, it seems like.
He's going back
He's not in
and
love
forth.
with either one. Okay, he hit the last one's a little mishit. Oh, that was much better there. And maybe that was the reason why, like there's definitely a side I like breaking from more than another. And so the last time he broke from the opposite side there would be the right side if you're looking at your monitor.
Well, he doesn't
didn't
have
get the hit.
anything easy to start with here.
Okay, well, he's made one of each, so which makes everything much better. He's got a long 1 ball, pretty much the only shot on the solid he's got. I'm not sure what he's drawing shape for, though. I guess the 7 goes, but he wants to definitely play something off the 4 ball to open the 4.
Yep.
And I'm wondering, he got a little bit of a funny angle to where he's dropping down on the lower half of the table. So he's got to be real careful here.
Could he roll the 7 in
Yeah,
and then shoot the 5 off the 4?
that's a possibility. But the thing is, he doesn't want to follow that back rail. And I think he's got a little more angle than it appears. So he's going to have to really dead roll this or shoot the 5 from a little more distance, like so. He's going to have a lot of speed on this cue ball here, Danny.
He's got to play position. It's going to be a little tricky.
Yeah, and I don't know if he can go forward by the 12 without taking a chance of scratching in this lower right-hand corner.
I know it's pretty thin hit.
And, well, the reason why he's elevating is he's worried about that scratch, and he needs to hit it thick enough to make it off the 4. That's the deal. Okay, taking a little
Look
chance.
at this. He stopped pretty well. Look at this.
He's perfect. He can shoot the 2 and then 3 in the side and then 4. But the chance I was talking about is hitting at that speed. You never know where the 4 is going exactly, but should be okay.
Yeah, it looks okay. Looks better than okay.
I think he'll just hold his ball here. When you're close to it, you can hold. You can cheat the angle quite a bit, like so.
Perfect.
And that, not saying that doesn't require some talent and touch for sure, but these guys, when they get close to the ball, they can do a number of things with the cue ball.
Yeah, Corey is putting on a clinic here.
All these players are just so competitive by nature. I mean, we have a great make it happen event here, 6 players, and they're all very thankful to be invited, but you know they want to win.
Of course they do. Perfect again. Boy, he got out. Great out.
And he's got to be aware of this 11 ball, though. He's standing over. It's all ball fouls.
Now it's a race to 5. Orcollo's break.
No, I think technically technically you can say Corey has missed, but an open shot, I don't think Corey has missed as of yet. There's been a couple of times where he kind of put himself in jail to where he had to try and kick at a ball or whatnot. But I guess that cross corner bank on the 2 ball, the second game, I think it was the second game, you could consider that a miss. It's just interesting to me that Corey's very satisfied with doing a lot more work this week playing 8 ball than most of the other guys, and that's solely by breaking the second ball. Don't you think, Danny?
Yeah.
That head ball.
I like his choice.
Yeah. Dennis trying to get the head ball frozen. And he's been successful on 4 out of 5 breaks as far as making balls.
Dennis breaks. 5-5.
Breaking from almost the center of the table, a little bit off to the right. If you're looking at your monitor, his left. Okay, hit those like he wanted. Now, is he going to get one down? That's the deal.
I don't think so.
The 12 ball.
All he made was noise.
Yeah, and at first glance, the stripes look like the ticket, that's for sure, and that's just because of that 3 and 11. 6 ball's a little bit covered up by the 15 in the side. And I think he'll go ahead and get on this 10 in the side, then chop the 11 in, and then come back down table for everything else. What do you think, Danny? Shoot the 12 and shoot the 10, stop.
Yeah,
11,
good idea.
come back around, and then you're dealing with just one half of the table.
And the 15 has a lot of room to go, and if not, he could bank it. Well, he's going to have to go to the 15 next, I believe.
I think he's okay. He can hold for the 11. He'll just come a couple rails around, and really with the 9 and 13 having choices, I don't really see any problems overall.
Not at all.
Yeah. I wouldn't worry about the 14. Don't get on that now. You're going to be able to produce real well off of one of the other balls, that being the 9 or 13, to get on the 14. So, and the 8's very open, so he'll just come 2 rails out to the center of the table, maybe a hair past center. Like so.
Perfect.
Yeah, great shot. And Corey really showing that he's very comfortable here already. It's just our opening match of an incredible 4-day series of 8-ball.
And it's unusual here. We're playing 2 games. We usually play 1, but we're playing 2 games.
Yeah, and we're playing 2 games, in my opinion, that are very similar games, meaning,
They are.
you shoot a lot of connection shots from one shot to the other. You deal with one half of the table before you go to the other half of the table. So,
Plus, instead of falling on a break shot, you're falling on the 8.
right.
They're similar, like you said.
Yeah. Pattern play, that the last 3 balls, a lot of times you try and find that triangle.
Look at this.
Yeah, it was because of the 14. He's not in love with the 14, getting from the 15 to the 14, so he's going to go ahead and shoot the 9.
Yeah, he can go 1 rail to the 14 now.
Yeah, the only problem he can have here is really either
Too hard.
Yeah, big overhit or a big underhit. There's not really any. He's got a lot of room for error though. So you want to stay off the rail to be able to become 1 rail cross for the 8. Okay, again, he's got to be aware of that 1 ball he's leaning over.
Yeah, he could have went a little further, but I imagine he'll make it. Good shot.
Yeah.
Well, folks, you can't see any better 8-ball than this.
Real clean patterns. Dennis has had a couple misses and now 2 dry breaks, which after a 3-1 lead, we'll see what happens in this game. But he could lose 6 out of what would that be? 6 out of 8 here after a 3-1 lead. He's already lost 5 out of 7. Do you have somebody that you like for this opening 8-ball as far as like the overall champion? Is there somebody that is just?
Well, I got to see
Filler
first. What they told me, he ran 10 racks last night practicing.
Yeah, I saw about 5, I think. I stepped in last night for a few minutes and watched him play.
But other than that, Darren Appleton has won every 8-ball tournament I saw with him. But anybody can win, I believe.
Okay, now Corey's staying on that side he's broke from last time. So I kind of feel like he feels like he hits him a little more like he wants from this side. And he's getting more of the better reaction on the rack from that side as well. He's made a solid. Now he's really going to be looking for a shot on the solids here in a second because he doesn't have one now. You're going to have to see something on the 6. I don't know if he can get to the side to where he can cut it in.
But does he have to make a ball?
Well, he's still got solids no matter what.
I know, but he could play safe from here.
Oh, absolutely he can. But you know as well as I do, playing 8-ball at this level, safeties are pretty hard to come by.
With all the balls on the table yet.
Yeah. Without you being able to squeeze him up against the ball on the rail or 2 balls, something like that, you're talking about something that's super tough. He's looking at the long rail bank. Does it go in between the 15 and 2? Now,
Oh, I don't think so.
well, I don't know. I think it's got a shot. He may have to twist it a little bit. Oh, he's going to curve it. Okay, he's going to go up in the air. He's going to go around the 11 with a lot of left spin, I think, and try and throw this ball in. And this will have a slow speed. He'll be trying to cover the pocket with the 6 if he doesn't make it. Wow, great hit. I know he didn't make it, but still great hit.
Well, we're going to see Orcollo operate now. And this alternate break will make all the matches close.
Yeah, well, with all the guys in form, that's for sure. That's kind of with the way the break rule was at the U.S. Open. That's what I like. If both players are playing well, you kind of figure they're all going to be close matches. But just as early as this match, being the first match in our event, and it's only 6-5. But I kind of think it's a must-win game a little bit for Dennis in this situation.
Definitely.
Okay, the 12 and 15, which the 6 is blocking. You'll notice they do go in the pocket where he's shooting the 13 right now. So that's going to be key when he gets on the 14. Did he get on anything? All right, he's got the 11. When he gets on the 14, he may be able to drop just below the 3, knocking the 12 off in the lower right, and then the 15 as well. So that's what he's looking at right now, where to get on the 14 to just drop below that 3 just a little bit.
Well, he's got the angle to do it right now. Get the angle for the angle.
That's right. I think always, just go forward a little bit. And a 14's close enough to the pocket. If he needs to cheat it just a hair, that's okay as well. Dennis has changed shafts already. Started off the match with whether it be a spare shaft or another shaft, and he's changed. So. Yeah,
this was the trouble. Now he can play the 13 and the 15 in the same pocket, it looks like.
Yeah, I would. Right here, my concern would be the 8 as well. Does the 8 pass the 1 in the side? Not saying it has to, and he can certainly bump it a little bit if he need be, and it goes in the upper left-hand corner. Well, it looks like the 8 goes from that camera angle. It looks like the 8 goes in the side.
Room.
Now, he may shoot the 9 from long distance here, and that's a lot of times what you'll do in 8-ball. Don't take any chance.
Right.
And he's going to draw in between them balls, but a little bit of a miss hit, and he catches the 4. He could be problems. Great shot.
That's great. Buddy Hall used to say, don't play position when you already got it.
Yeah. There's a lot of them I remember Buddy saying, and as far as different things like that.
We're talking about Buddy Hall, one of the great 9-ball players ever.
Yeah, and they always said we all of us know that, but every time I had to see Buddy play another game, he played it incredible as well. So played in one pocket many times in tournaments, bank pool, 8-ball. He's considered one of the greatest 9-ball players ever. But
he was. I always tell him.
I know. I don't see any better besides the break. I think at times he could have broke the balls better, but as far as what I've seen, he played the game as well as anybody.
Yeah, I tell everybody, you want to see 9-ball played right, watch Buddy Hall.
Right.
He's always on the right side of the ball.
My point being is that he played everything at the highest
he played
level.
Real good. No doubt about it.
Now we're here at 6-6. Race to 4 in this opening match. We're going to 10. Dennis Orcollo to break. And he's broke dry now twice in the match. The last time he broke dry.
Which might mean he's due.
Right. At times these days, playing some of the pool games we have, 9-ball, 10-ball, 8-ball, whatnot. You have certain players, when they break dry, they almost come unraveled because they're so used to making a ball these days. When you break
right.
the balls, it's almost like a security blanket of making the ball in the break. Now Dennis is that upper level where he's going to break and break dry, and he's going to shake it off real quick. But we'll see what happens here.
He's hitting the head ball straight on.
He didn't catch them like he wanted.
He scratched. That's going to be a disaster.
And it's behind the line after the break, so.
Foul on the break, ball in hand behind the head string. Table's open.
Okay, just at first glance, you would think the stripes.
No, they're about equal, I think.
I still kind of like the stripes just because the 14 and the 11 on the outside of that cluster rather than in there. But also, either one's really doable.
I think they're about even.
Now, if the 14 passes the 7 in the side, that's huge because he can shoot the 9 and drop down on this 15 and then go back up and shoot the 14 in the side, and everything's pretty
I think
easy.
it goes.
Yeah, if the 14 goes on the side, that really opens the rack up. Okay, he's going to play the 10 into it.
Better keep the 10 near the pocket.
He must be. The only reason I'm saying he must be doing that is to get at the 14 now. That's the only reason I could see him shooting that combination rather than just shooting the 9 cleanly and coming down. But I still think the 14 in the side was a little better choice later on to get on the 11.
Well, I think he could shoot the 14 right now.
No, he can, but he doesn't have the angle to really get on the 11 immediately, and that's why I thought that if he shot the 9 and dropped down on this 15, he could go back up for that 14 inside. Made it real easy to get on the 11 to shoot by this 6 ball. Still don't see really problems.
Well, he's got to shoot the 12 now, I think.
And he moved that 7 intentionally just to open up things for the 11 later on.
Well, I'll put it this way. I'd rather be shooting than have my opponent shoot.
Absolutely, absolutely. Still think he could have made a little easier work of this rack overall, but, he's only peeled off 2 of them. I think he'll end up getting out. Now he's going to want to bump this 13 a little bit. Like so.
Good.
But again, a little more movement of other balls and a little more, you know what I mean, then it could have been a little cleaner run out overall so far. It's got a little funny angle here to where.
I know, he might run into the 1.
Well, that, and if he tries to play by the 1 and get on that 12, this ball could spread and not get by the 8. So he's going to have to check this up with a little English, I think. And that's what I was worried about right there. See the 8? He could have gone into that 8 full and had problems, but.
He did it. He's okay.
Yeah, he's all right.
Corey plays pretty good snooker, too,
Yeah, there's, again, another player that, even like his weakness used to be playing banks, and that he's gotten so much better at that game as well. So, plays great 8 ball, plays, good snooker. Of course, his rotation games speak for themselves.
Well, when he won the U.S. Open, he beat Mika 11-0 in the finals.
Yeah, and, I think that number's a little skewed. He played great, but with that break he had back then, he was so devastating. There could be a lot of guys he beat 11-0, that's for sure.
But I remember Mika, he couldn't get out from the 6.
Yeah.
He played bad.
Played a bad match and learned from that, went on to win 2 U.S. Opens.
Yeah, but I said this 11-0 is going to hurt him in his career, and he won the next tournament he played in.
Yeah.
So I was wrong.
Yeah, Mika, one of the few that's won back-to-back U.S. Opens.
Yeah.
He won it going undefeated, and then he won it losing his first match.
From way behind.
Yeah, exactly. I remember watching him lose his first match that year. I think it was Chris Bartram that beat him. Great player from Ohio. Now Corey with a 7-6 lead and breaking.
Big one to get ahead 2 right now. Tough to lose if you had 2 with short race left.
Yeah, and Dennis now with 3 mistakes on the break. These guys are taking a timeout. So will we. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here with Corey Deuel to break, leading 7-6. We're racing to 10. It's the first match of the 2017 Make It Happen 8-ball Invitational. Okay, we're going to get a little bump on the 9 right there just at the last second. Just at first glance, again, this isn't going to be easy, but as Danny talked about before, you definitely want to be shooting.
Well, he's got the 13, but what do you have next?
Well, if he can get at that 12, he's going to look at that too to see if that later on will give him a little better chance to run out. Now, does this 10 go off the 1 maybe later on?
Well, wait. Better than that. Is there a billiard 10 into the 6 and make the 14?
Oh, maybe, yeah, maybe.
I think so. That would be the thing. I'm sure Corey will see it.
Getting on the bottom half of that 10, bumping the 10, making the 14, and then
Yeah,
holding
and position
for
for the 12.
Yeah, so. Okay, I think he's trying to come 2 rails out without bumping anything too much. I think inside the 2 and 11, a lot of spin. Okay, great shot.
Well, he's got the
The 11 ball.
11.
Like Danny talked about, he doesn't seem too worried about the 10, 6, 14 area, so he must believe that there is that little billiard combination that's on.
Well, sometimes we see things better up here than the players do, but he got there right now. I don't think the 14 goes by the 6, so I think the billiard is on.
He's also looking at the 10 off the 1, which I really think maybe he's looking at shooting your billiard.
I don't think he saw that yet.
No, I think he has. I think
now
he
he
has.
is. He pointed to it.
Yeah, I think what he's thinking about is containing the 10 ball when he shoots it. Like maybe he wants to shoot the 10 into the 1 when he billiards
Definitely.
the 14.
Shoot the 15, 10 into the 1, billiard the 14 in, and then you got the 12.
Right. And Corey
Well,
knows
he got there now.
Corey knows as well as we both of us do that he gets out here and puts a lot of pressure on Dennis at 9-7, or excuse me, 8-6. Okay, he is playing the 14, so he's just going to edge the 10 ball. Doesn't want to lose the cue ball down here to the bottom rail,
Well,
though,
he's
Danny.
not shooting that hard. He'll have the 12.
Great
Get it?
shot. No, he's perfect.
Yep.
I say perfect. Now, if he doesn't have much angle here, if this 10 doesn't pass the 1 on the side, I think it does, though.
I think he's got enough angle to juice it to the right.
Yeah, get up for the 10 in the side, right? Yep.
Right. I think he's out.
Oh, well, he's a little bit funny on this 12 now. He's going to have to hit it with a lot of top right to get over there.
But it'll glance. He'll get it. I'm pretty sure he will.
He could come 1 rail across and fall in between the 1 and the 3 if he wanted.
Now, I think he could load up with a little right-hand English.
Just hit right before that point.
Yeah, it's going that way.
He's coming across for the 10 and by the 4, I believe.
Yeah, he's shooting
or maybe
it in
he's
the
shooting
corner.
it by the other corner. Okay, great shot. I think he got perfect. Now, what's he doing with the 8, though?
I think he could draw softly. The 8 will go towards the side pocket.
He can catch enough of the 8 to do that?
I think so. It's pretty full.
He's got to put a lot of draw on it, looks like to me. Now, he may be able to draw and catch the 8 into the 3 and open up for the 8 going by the 6 in this lower right as well.
Either way, but
they
no
can't
matter
play
what,
for the side, though. The 1's there. The 1's going to...
No, that's the last pocket. He doesn't have the side. He will have the corner on the 8 or the side on the 8. I think he could hit this pretty full.
Okay, he's loading up. He's going to put some draw on it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Wants to maybe hit the 8 a couple times. Maybe a bump.
Oh, look at this shot. Does the 8 go by the 3? Apparently. That was a great shot.
Using a little bit of speed to bounce off the 10 to create a little angle to get to the side rail and then back over. And really, Corey doing everything he needs to do to get out.
Another great out. Eight to 6 is a big lead going to 10.
Yeah,
especially alternate
to
breaks.
break. Yeah, so Dennis really struggling here in the latter part of the match on the break. If you're just joining us, we're at the 11th Make It Happen event. This is the 8-ball Invitational. We have Dennis Orcollo playing Corey Deuel in the opening match. I'm Jeremy Jones, joined by Danny DiLiberto. And then again at 2:30, we have another great match coming up, Darren Appleton and Shane Van Boning.
Any one of them could be a final.
That's right. We're playing with the 6 players here again with the round-robin format. So our final will be a repeat of one of these matches, that's for sure.
Well, he made something. What was it?
He made a strike, but really not a great opening shot. He's got the 13, and that's about it. Now, if he can get the 13 down, even with the 15 being locked up, I think he has a good chance of getting out, but still a tough opening shot, and he's got to kind of kill the cue ball for either the 10 or the 14, Danny.
Yeah.
He could come around and get on the 9. If he gets on the 9 just right, he can bump open for the 15-6. Oh, another miss. This is his third miss of the match. He
spun it, and that will cost you. You don't spin a ball in. You hit it where it has to be hit. That's why he overcut it. Now he's in big trouble. He's been in trouble, but now it's going to get worse.
Corey's trying to figure out how to attack on that 6 ball, meaning get a shot, produce a shot on the 6. He's got, this is a rare situation where he's got all 6 of his solids down there together except for this lonely 6 ball. They're getting at the 4 already?
He's going to open
Okay.
Oh, no, what was that?
That's okay. Now he's going to want to try and break on this 6 just as soon as he can get there. He wants to leave plenty of options to where after he shoots it, he's going to go by the 14 now and try and come 2 rails to the back of the 6. If he does that, he's going to need some speed on it. Doesn't want to come up and bump the 6 and get planted behind anything. Oh, great
Good shot.
Oh, a double bump.
That helped.
Now shape.
That helped. See, for the people out there who aren't great players, you might say, why hit that 6 now? You got to hit it while you still got a bunch of insurance balls out there.
That's right. As many as possible.
But he happened to hit it, and he's got the 6. He's got to shoot it now. Everything else is in the hole.
You still got to pay attention here, and the 2 ball is going to open everything up. He can shoot the 2 and then the 5.
Yeah, he's got to shoot the 2 right now.
Could shoot the 7 and follow for the 3 in the side, and then it kind of opens everything up as well. So if he doesn't like the 2 the way it's sitting, maybe it's a hair off angle, but I think it's okay.
It's great. You got to shoot 2 here. Well, now he's looking at the 7.
Yeah, well, I think going forward with the 3 in the side, if the 5 passes both those 5 passes also, it's really hard to make a mistake from there. That's why I kind of originally looked at the 2, but then I was like, well, he can shoot the 7 and fall on this 3, and then the 5 and the 2 past the 11. We've got no problems ever. And even if he doesn't want to play the 5, he can play the 2 and then the 5 and the opposite. So.
I think he could have did it a bunch of different ways.
Right, and then 8 balls like that sometimes.
This was one. He didn't have to do it this way, but he got perfect. Well, you got to shoot the 2 now, don't you?
Well, I don't know if he's second-guessing himself as far as I don't want to be too thin on this 5, but that's okay. He's going to be close enough to it to where I really like shooting the 2, like Danny said, and then the 5.
He'll be perfect.
Yeah, there's not going to be any issues from there.
And this is getting him on the hill for the match.
Yeah, and breaking. So.
And $1,000. So you could eat this week.
Doesn't want to get jacked up over the 10. It's okay. He's a little straighter on the 5 than he wanted, but it's still all right.
He's a lot straighter.
He's close enough to it. I think he
Yeah,
can
he
punch
could
his
cheat the
ball or
pocket,
cheat the
yeah.
pocket a little bit.
Yeah, shoot
He's
the
a lot
pipe.
closer to the 10 than he wanted as well. We're playing all ball foul, so. One thing I like about all ball fouls is there's no question marks as far as what happened during a shot when a ball moved. Hey, a ball moved, it's your shot
You're
at
right.
the table, the foul. And there's
The
no-
problem with that is you got to have a referee.
Right.
Pool room play, you'd see a lot of fights. Wow, they're seeing grade 8 ball. So far, Corey has played just about perfect.
Yeah.
Like you say, he didn't miss the ball he shot at.
No, he had a desperate cross corner 2 ball that it's hard for me to consider a big miss. Other than that, just getting a little bit trapped by the position of the balls, but no open misses at all. Now Dennis has had he's had 3 open misses.
And that's rare for him.
Yeah, 3 in a week. It's pretty rare. And Corey now up 9-6. He did lose the lag, but that will still result in him having, I believe, three breaks to win this match. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's on the hill. Yeah, that's right. He's going to get him.
Excuse me, 2 breaks. He's going to have two breaks. And it seemed like to me Dennis was having a hair of a problem freezing that corner ball. You know, it occasionally happens on pool tables. Well, that doesn't have as much effect on Corey because he's breaking the second ball.
He's on the hill.
Corey also applying a lot of English on the break, it appeared to me.
You're right.
Yeah. He's made a stripe. He's made 2 stripes, I believe. And if he doesn't come away with a shot here, oh, no. He's made 1 of each, excuse me.
Yeah, no problems here.
Yeah, 1 of each.
I don't see any.
And 1 of each is huge. He would like to have a little better starter choice on the solid, just in case the solids lay a little better. Or he'd like to have had the 9 go by as well. But I still think the stripes are okay.
I think it's back to they're about equal.
Yeah, but he doesn't even have an opening shot on a solid, I don't think. Don't think he has any choice but to play the stripes.
Not bad.
No, and he can bust with the 9 on the 14 if need be, like get up out in the center of the table.
Watch out.
Yeah, like here. He wants a little angle to just be able to bump this 14 open or go into the 9. Not the 9, excuse me, the 1.
Yeah, if he goes into the 1, he'll have the 10 or the 15.
Yeah. Or the 12.
The 12.
Yeah, he wants to push the 14 out a little bit, but in that he may not end up with a shot. So really catching the 1's a little more guaranteed on getting the shot.
Well,
Okay,
he's got the 10.
And he's gotten elevated on the 12, so he's not going to want to shoot that. And he's going to have to shoot this 10 and come across and bump the 8 probably.
Don't make the 8.
No, you don't want to make the 8, and you don't want the 8 to cover up the 15 in any kind of way, but I don't think he really has a choice. Now, he could just shoot it with flat ball and come across, straight across into like the 6 and 3, or maybe even into the 14.
You know, if he shoots the 10 and goes into the 3, I think he'll be out. He's got the 14 in the side in that case.
And if he catches the 3 on the top side a little bit, he should drift over for the 15 ball. So,
Well, something's bothering him.
well, he's a little elevated here. So I think he wants to pick out a path to where he doesn't have to apply English to this shot being elevated. Like he'd like to hit it with just a natural, like you talked about, hit it on its spot.
Yeah, right here, I think it is a natural. He'll go 1 rail to the 3. Hit the 3. Nope. Nope. That's the end of the run.
Well, he's got the 12, so he's just going to have to make one more tough shot, it looks like. and fortunate enough to run in 2 balls moving the 14, it still passes by the 6. And if he comes all the way across and gets on the 15, the 14 has the lower right-hand
That's
corner.
what he's going to try to do, get to the 15 next.
I kind of got no man's land a little bit.
You're right. He can't shoot the 14 because then he's not on the 15. He has to shoot the 15 right now.
Yeah, and he can hit it hard and draw his ball 2 rails back, or he can hit it easy and come across. So I think he'll elect to cue down on it and come 2 rails back to about where he's at now, Danny. Great shot. Great shot. I'll tell you what.
That is a great shot.
To start off the week, this guy looks awfully comfortable.
He does. He's going to be tough to beat. But we got a lot of good players that could beat him. Got to play tough matches. Well, Orcollo.
Yeah, it wasn't his best match, but hey, if you're going to have a bad one, the first one's the one to.
You're right. He's not dead yet, but he needs someone to beat Corey. I know someone will.
Yeah. And Corey Deuel starting off our Make It Happen 8-ball Invitational with the win. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jeremy Jones. Thanks again, Danny, joined by Danny DiLiberto.
Good job.
Corey Deuel with a 10-6 win in our opening match. Y'all stay tuned. This is our Make It Happen 8-ball Invitational by Accu-Stats Video Productions. At 2:30, we have Darren Appleton coming up against Shane Van Boning. Should be another great one. And then again, another match at 7 and 9:30 tonight. So y'all stay tuned.
The future of billiards training is here. Introducing the DigiCue, a small electronic coach that fits inside of a custom rubber housing and attaches to the butt end of any pool, snooker, or carom cue. Simply slide the DigiCue onto the butt end of your cue, push the power button, and then play the game of your choice. The DigiCue constantly monitors your stroke for inconsistencies and gives you immediate feedback by silently vibrating when it detects jab strokes, steering, body English or movement, standing up during your stroke. The DigiCue will force you to bear down on every shot. It will condition you to keep your head and body still during your follow-through, leading to a lasting improvement in the consistency of your stroke. The DigiCue comes in 3 different modes: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Get serious about your game. This is Cue Training Evolved. Can you beat the DigiCue?
Introducing Lucasi Hybrid, a whole new level of performance and technology. A cue with the revolutionary X-Shocks dampening system, eliminating vibration. G5 grip technology for enhanced traction and stability results in maximum cue control. Total sweet spot construction means unmatched power. And the Zero Flex Point ferrule provides dead-on accuracy, giving you the confidence you need in every shot. Lucasi Hybrid, the only cue that matters.